Where has your comedic genius gone, Buster Keaton? What in the blazes was Buster Keaton thinking when he wasted 2 years of his precious life to make The General? This so-called silent comedy was about as funny as a barrel full of dead fish. Now, I'm no liar, so I'll be straight with you. The only folks laughing during this dreadful slog were the crickets chirping in the theater. As for the plot, well, that train left the station without any passengers. Something about a railroad engineer named Johnny Gray who loses his beloved locomotive, The General, to a band of Union spies. Then he spends the rest of the film scrambling around like a chicken with its head cut off trying to get it back. Thrilling it was not. And the romance? Please. When Johnny finally rescues his best girl, Annabelle Lee, then again, maybe her name was Pannabelle Lee. Can't recall for the life of me. There's about as much chemistry between them as oil and water. Those two couldn't light a spark if you handed them a blowtorch and a barrel of kerosene. Now, I'm sure some of you are thinking, but good sir, Buster Keaton was a comedic genius. Let me tell you, his genius must have taken a long holiday during the making of this disaster. His character had all the charm and magnetism of a lump of coal. His acting was flatter than week-old ginger ale. His stunts were more tedious than watching paint dry on a barn door. Hate to break it to you folks, but this emperor had no clothes. And that brings me to the so-called action scenes. Jumping Jehoshaphat, watching Johnny piddle around on that steam engine was duller than a butter knife. He clambers over it, under it, on top of it until you just want to scream, "Get on with it, man." The only thing more monotonous than those interminable train sequences was the 87th Cavalry Charge. Seriously, how many times can two armies run into each other before we all fall asleep from boredom? But the absolute worst part of this mind-numbing slog? The camera work. It was shakier than a penguin trying to pole vault. Half the time I couldn't even tell what in tarnation was happening on screen. Cinematography is supposed to help tell the story, not obscure it like a Texas dust storm. So in summary, save your money, folks, and watch the grass grow instead. You'll get more laughs from your lawn. The General should have stayed in the station and never left the platform. This train wreck of a film couldn't entertain a narcoleptic dog. Do yourself a favor and skip it like a flat stone across the lake. This masterpiece is nothing but a master blaster disaster.